What's up, guys? This is Kephas. I wish there was more compelling solo content in the game, as opposed to the shoehorned group content, like, you know, with island expeditions and warfronts. Maybe heroic warfronts will be better. But there's just no excuse to have a system like Warfronts in the way they are in now. There's no situation, in my opinion, where that is truly a good piece of content, and why any game developer would think, you know, let's add this content that's impossible to lose. That way everybody wins. That's what people want. No, it's not. It's probably some of the most uncompelling content that I've ever seen. I've done a few for some easy gear. I did it once, maybe twice a week. But I don't do it anymore just because I can't. I just can't do it. I just can't. It's boring. It's just not. You know, it's not even worth it to get the easy gear. Especially when you add the fact that, like, I could get a piece of gear that doesn't even help me. It kind of sucks. Not to complain about the game. It's just, I don't know. It's something I think about. And then I look at, like, you know, Classic, and, you know, I logged into the stress test, and holy crap, there were so many people in Northshire. It was crazy. I never saw so many people in one place in WoW in a long time. It's been a very long time since I've seen that. Even in major cities on some of the higher pop servers that I play in, there were more people in that stress test. It was insane. It was amazing. It was like the WoW that I remember, you know. And I think that when Classic comes out, it's really mind-boggling to me that there are people that are so hell-bent on just, like, there are people that are offended, that are angry, that are grouchy, that there is anybody that wants Classic to exist. And there are people that, I can't tell you how many times I've had people try to convince me that I'm going to hate it. Like, I don't already know that I'm going to enjoy it. Because there are people that just do not want it to succeed. It's weird. It's like anybody that doesn't like the thing they like is a threat. Like, they are threatened by the fact that there are people that don't enjoy the thing they like. It blows my mind. Like, if I say I don't think that BFA is as fun as I would like it to be, that's not a personal attack against you if you enjoy BFA. But people act like that's the case. They see Classic and the people playing it as a personal attack against them. Maybe they don't actually see it that way, but that's how they act. Like, I've seen the same thing with Game of Thrones. Like, if you did not enjoy Season 8 of Game of Thrones, there are some hardcore fans that see that as, they act as if you're personally attacking them. Like, they're offended by that. And so, like, I've had so many people try to convince me that, you know, you're going to hate Classic, here's why you're not going to like it, you're never going to recapture your teen years. Like, I didn't start playing Classic or Vanilla WoW or WoW in general until I was in my mid-20s. I was in college. Like, I had a lot going on at the time. I was a busy person. All the straw mans people have to say, like, you're never going to recapture the time when you had nothing to do but play WoW. It's like, I've never had that time. I've always had things to do besides play WoW. I've always been in school or had other activities. I've been heavily involved with my church, things that take up time. You know, and WoW was always a fun, compelling game because of the game. Not because I was, you know, young and it's nostalgic or whatever, you know. And so I'm going to enjoy Classic for the same reasons why I enjoyed Classic then. Just like, you know, soon enough we're going to be playing some old school Zelda games on here. It's something I would love to do. It's something that I enjoy doing. I still play Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time, and those games are old. They've been out for over 20 years. And yet I still go back and enjoy them. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. We're 33. We're mowing through the 30s here. You know, I don't understand the logic. It's like people, it's a weird argument to make. Like, you can't go back and enjoy old games because it's just nostalgia. It's weird. Like, it's like saying, well, Super Mario World isn't a good game anymore because it came out 20 years ago. You know, or Ocarina of Time isn't good because Breath of the Wild exists. There are people that will argue against that forever, and they should, because while I personally enjoy Breath of the Wild more, it's my favorite Zelda game, it's such a different game from Ocarina of Time. It's just a different game. it's modern and it kind of, borrows from modern game design ideas from other games, but I like it, but it doesn't mean that like that it's hard to compare it to older Zelda games because they're very different types of games. And I think that the same can be said for classic WoW and modern WoW. And I've said that many times before. So I don't know, Classic's going to come out. There's going to be a huge mob of people that are going to check it out. And there's going to be plenty of those people that lose interest, just like people do with BFA and every other expansion that WoW has, in the modern era. People will try out, a new WoW expansion. They'll play it for a minute, and then they'll level up a character, or they'll do something, and then they'll stop. It happens all the time, so that's not going to be anything new anyways. But people talk as if, there's going to be a bunch of people play Classic, and then after 2 months, or 3 months, or 6 months, or 5 years, or 20 years, see, I told you, no one's playing anymore. And that's the logic. People are like, oh, people play for a little bit, and then everybody will quit because we've evolved as humans beyond the gameplay of Classic. We're superior creatures. We're not savages. That's it's just weird the way people think and act about it online. You see it all over Reddit. You see it on YouTube videos. Other podcasters, not going to name any names, just like they talk about it because there's I don't know. It's just a weird. I don't know how to get out of here. There's just a weird mentality that I don't understand. Let people enjoy what they like. I will probably continue to play both. And then I will probably take breaks from both, and whatever one is compelling to me at the time, I'm going to play. And I think that having more variety is good, and it gives people opportunities to enjoy, different styles of WoW. I don't think that's a bad thing. I really don't. I don't know why. I don't know. It's a weird. I don't know. It's just a weird mentality that people have. Like I see it with. There we go. I don't know where I was going. I see it with a lot of fandoms. Like I don't want to give any spoilers or derail the talk into like Game of Thrones or another fandom, but if you're a Game of Thrones fan, there's been a lot of controversy over how the show ended, and you've got people that are that are not happy, and then you've got people that are indifferent, which is probably most people, and then you have people that liked it. And what I see a lot of times is I'm sure there are people that don't like something that you like, and they attack you for liking something that they don't like. I mean, I was that in high school. I liked Pokemon, and I got made fun of so much for being a Pokemon fan. And now, these days, everybody loves Pokemon. You've got people, like Pokemon Go is still one of the most played apps on the phone. It's crazy. But a lot of times what happens, like in a fandom, or something like Star Wars or, Game of Thrones or even Warcraft and plenty of other things, is that there will be a major paradigm shift, major change in focus in the way that content is experienced or the way that content is presented. So like with WoW, you've got a major difference between classic WoW and modern WoW. And, like in Star Wars, there's a major shift from the old story to the new story. People don't like the new story as much. Same with Game of Thrones. There was a major shift in the story when, they ran out of books to kind of reference. That's kind of when people started noticing the changes, and it only got more and more severe. And, I think, like, sometimes evolution is good. Like, when a story evolves and how it's presented, sometimes it's fine, but I feel like if you like the changes, like you're like, oh, I like this better, then that's all fine and good. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I enjoy the new story as much as the old story. That's fine, but I don't think that there's a reason why you can't look at somebody who doesn't enjoy those changes like you do, and be like, I can see why you don't enjoy it. It's different. You know what I mean? I don't know why people have a hard time with that. And it's something that I see with a lot of different fandoms that blows my mind. Sometimes I'm on the side of enjoying the changes, and sometimes I'm not. But I can always sympathize with the people who aren't, because at least in their cases I can say, yeah, it is different now. I think it's better. You obviously don't, and I understand that you don't because you liked it for what it was before. That's what drew you. That's what interested you. If you go as far as say, like, oh, you're dumb for liking the changes, well, I don't agree with that mentality. But a lot of times what I see happen is something goes through a change, the fandom goes through a paradigm shift, you know, the storytelling is changed, and then people express their discontent, and then those people who express their discontent are attacked by the people who liked it, or whatever, the diehard fans. You know, you'll hear the no true Scotsman argument, like, no true fan would ever criticize this piece of media. Like, that's dumb. Anything can be criticized. You know, like modern WoW, Game of Thrones, classic WoW, old Game of Thrones, Star Wars, everything has people have the right to criticize things. Nothing's perfect, you know. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, it's just a weird mentality that I see, and it's so, you know, I see it with classic WoW now. It's like people are just they're obsessed with seeing this fail because they don't want it to succeed, because if it succeeds, then to them it means that maybe it invalidates the thing that they like, and I don't know why that is, because no matter what, there's going to be people that don't like the thing that you like, and they like something else more. That's okay. And it should be something that people should be encouraged to explore. You know, if people prefer the old way of WoW and Blizzard is willing to introduce that, let them enjoy it and quit telling them that they're wrong for liking it. You know, I'm going to play both. Like I said, you're going to see both on the channel. When Classic comes out, I will probably level up a character in Classic. Ooh, what happened? I didn't get my thing. That's weird. I will probably level up a character in Classic, and I will probably make some guides and some macro guides, because, you know, I was able to get in enough. I'm not in the beta, but I was able to get into the stress test enough to see that there will be add-ons and there will be macros. So, you know, I'm going to do my best to make the same types of macros for Classic. It'll actually probably be a lot easier for Classic than it is for the current game. It may not even require the use of a mod. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, and I want to make guides on it because I want to make sure the content is as accessible to people as you know, as the current game is, and it helps out people with disabilities. And so that way, people who have disabilities who would like to play old WoW can experience that. So that type of content is going to be here, and I'm going to play it. And, you know, if I get people hating in the comments, then those people are going to be shut down, because I'm not going to tolerate that line of thinking. I'm not going to allow classic fans to crap on, you know, modern fans, and I'm not going to allow modern fans to crap on classic fans. And I think both are equally toxic. And I don't know. I don't understand the obsession with hating on. So it all comes down to like the high school thing where people hate on each other for liking something that they don't like. It's weird, and I think that people should be allowed to criticize the thing that they don't that they like, but they don't like as much because of the change. And I think that, you know, it really never becomes a problem, because like if it's just like one dissenting voice, then that one dissenting voice usually gets shut down because no one agrees. The problem for people comes in when there are a lot of dissenting voices, right? So, you know, that's kind of the issue. Okay, we gotta wait here for like a minute while this RP happens. You know, and so like for Game of Thrones, when there's a petition that's sending a message that there's over 1 million people that don't like something, that's when the fanboys get upset, because you can't just discredit all those people. I mean, you can try, but it doesn't work. You're never going to. You can't shut those people up because there's too many of them. And so it's kind of the same with like WoW. There's too many people that want to play classic WoW for you to just say, oh, these people are dumb, classic WoW sucks, and they're going to hate it, and no one likes classic WoW. Well, obviously there are a lot of people that do. And so that's kind of the issue. So you've got like two factions. And rather than just letting people enjoy what they enjoy, people are going to like fight and argue and bicker, because that's the way things are nowadays. It's very strange. It's the culture that we're in. We are outraged at everything. It's crazy to me. And I've talked about this before, but I keep seeing it, so I keep bringing it up. All right, so let's go ahead and run up here, and we can do an easy pet battle quest. Might as well. And then we'll keep going up. This place is kind of scary, this graveyard. I gotta kill like 20 ghouls, and then I gotta get these remains. But there are these certain ghouls that are like elites, and yeah, it's dangerous. You can get caught off guard. So we're gonna try to not let that happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Classic. I think no one's surprised by that. I'm happy to see it doing so well on Twitch. People are interested. There are a lot of streamers that are into it. I think that's funny. And I was happy to see how many people were in the stress test. And I'm excited to get into the game in August. Basically, for me right now, I'm waiting for WoW to release the content that I want to play, and it's just a waiting game. And I hate that happens a lot. You know, I hate that like so much. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I was waiting for 8.1, and now I'm just already back at the point where I'm waiting for the next thing. And I wish that I wasn't doing so much waiting for this game to get fun. Like, that seems to happen more often than I would like. But that's just me, you know. I don't even know if I'm not even using the right pets here, but it's okay. We're just gonna, I mean, these are low-level guys anyway, so it should be no trouble. Let's see, let's go ahead and use this. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think. How many of you are excited about Classic? I know I am. I hope that, you know, there are others who are excited, and if you're enjoying retail, man, more power to you. I hope you're having fun. Like that's great. You know, as long as people are having fun, and Blizzard is listening to those people, and you know, I just, you know, I want us all to have fun, and I think that the best way to do that at this point is to have 2 versions of WoW running simultaneously, or maybe more than 2 versions. I mean, have a version from each expansion. Hey, why not? You know, if it makes more people happy and more people are enjoying more Warcraft, then that's more money for Blizzard, and that's more fans for the game, and that's always going to be a good thing. So, man, I'm rooting for Blizzard. I'm hoping that this all turns out well for them and for us as fans, and that's kind of what I want for every fandom at this point. You know, yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts. Definitely looking for more WoW to get involved with. I'll definitely keep playing retail to a certain degree because I want to keep making WoW tokens, and I'm really hoping that 8.2 provides more opportunities to make gold, because it is rough. It is rough goings right now in the gold making world of Warcraft. That is for sure. The only thing that I've been doing is like I found this like Tide Spray Linen shuffle. It's not the shuffle that you would think, like, ooh, gotta watch out, that's dangerous. That's what I'm talking about, man. You got these crazy... Man! What the heck is that? It's really terrifying. Let's just go this way. I don't like it here. I'm really uneasy now. I don't know what I want to get attacked by. But yeah, so like I've been doing this Tide Spray shuffle where... Oh, look at that. We've leveled up again, you guys. 34. The shuffle that I do is like, if Tide Spray is being sold at a certain like low price on the auction house, then you can just brute force raw gold. Like, you buy the cheap Tide Spray. You don't want to fool with like trying to sell that stuff, you know, like making bracers or whatever and like disenchanting that. What you can do is you can make pant legs, or you know, pants that sell for a decent price, like 39 gold. And if the Tide Spray is cheap enough, and you can buy the silk along with it, that's really cheap, the nylon thread or whatever it's called, the thread, then you can just make the legs and sell them outright, and you'll make a profit. Sometimes the Tide Spray Linen sells that cheap that you can just make stuff and vendor it outright. So that's what I've been doing, and making like, sometimes I'll make 10,000 gold a day just doing that. It's crazy, because like the markets have flatlined so bad on some servers that it's actually not that hard to do. So it's a bit of a waiting game because it's not always going for that cheap, but it's more often than not it does. It's crazy. So like I'm hoping that 8.2 with the new resources, maybe they'll do some things that will make it more worthwhile to farm and craft. You know, like it's a shame that, you know, I mean the base herbs, raw herbs go for more than the crafted materials. That happens a lot because, you know, raw people always are confused as to why that happens, and the reason is more people can benefit from the raw stuff than they can from the crafted stuff. Because, you know, if you sell an herb, you know, then both alchemists and, you know, scribes will want to buy that stuff. Whereas if you just make the product, then only the people that are going to want that specific product are going to buy it. That's often why the raw mats go for more than the crafted mats. So it's something that you have to watch out for. Unfortunately, in BFA, man, everything is so worthless at this point that there's not much incentive to sell it and farm it. You can kind of make, depending on your server, you can kind of make okay gold by farming. You know, if you farm herbs and or you might make some profit if you can muster the energy to do that. I know some people like, farming, so maybe those people are having a fine time making some okay gold. But if you're like trying to buy like 4 WoW tokens a month, good luck, because it's not like it used to be. I mean, I would buy WoW tokens on a weekly basis in Legion because of how much gold was coming in. And I guess you could say, well, maybe it was too much, and yeah, it probably was. But man, it's hard to adjust to not being able to do that now. I'm getting close to where I'm able to buy another 6 months of WoW time with tokens, so I'm just kind of slowly biding my time, hoping for 8.2 to maybe make it a little bit easier, at least at first. Maybe there'll be some, I recommend, when the patch comes out, get in on that, gold making, get into farming and try to sell that stuff while it's going for money, because there's a good chance that after, a couple months or maybe even sooner, that those prices are going to drop off like a rock. So, keep your eye on the ball if you're trying to make some gold. Because I don't know, man. I'm hoping that in the future they'll hopefully make it a little bit better. I don't know, man. It's going to be really fun in Classic, because it was really hard in Classic WoW to make gold. Like, it was... I mean, I remember, because, you have to... Quests don't give you gear like they used to. So, I don't know if I was doing it right. Maybe it's not what you're supposed to do, but I know a lot of times... I would hit a certain level point, and I would have to go to the auction house and try to buy whatever gear I could buy to try to get some gear to make leveling a little bit easier. So I was spending gold. Nowadays, you make gold when you level up. Back in the day, you were spending gold to level up, just to get gear that would work. So, it might be beneficial to farm, while you're leveling and try your best to get some stuff. And maybe even, because I remember even back then, if you could craft gear, it would help. So, if you're a warrior, maybe do mining and blacksmithing so that maybe you can get some gear that'll help you level up. Just doing like what I'm doing right now, just farming as I go. That might be something considered. If you're a hunter, maybe making your bullets will be better than having to buy them, because you need to have bullets or arrows to keep fighting. So it's a different dynamic in Classic, and I'm looking forward to that kind of thing. It's going to be a lot more involved. Whoops, I can't carry more. Let's see. I can maybe, there we go. I had to remember what button I had to press. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff here. Just get rid of all this food that we'll never use. That's something else that's going to be different is, when you go back to Classic, you're going to have to eat food. You're going to have to drink, I don't know, whatever, liquids to keep your mana up. Because more classes, the hunters in Classic use mana. They don't use focus. It's a different world, man. I'm looking forward to exploring that world. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it. So we will see how that goes. But we're going to go ahead and finish up getting these spider things and killing these spiders. And we're going to turn these quests in. And we will continue on with our adventures next time. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you'd like, you can support this channel on Patreon. Links to all of this can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.